Decision time in the NFL usually feels quiet and tense, a waiting game filled with phone checks, contract rumors, and cautious optimism. For most players, it's about hoping the system works in their favor. For Shedeur Sanders, that entire narrative has already been flipped on its head. While others were watching the clock, he was making history without a single snap being played. At exactly 10 in the morning, his SS2 logo collection went live, and within minutes it vanished completely. Not slowed, not partially sold, but erased. Millions of dollars in inventory disappeared so fast it left one of the most powerful sports brands in the world scrambling for answers. This wasn't just a merch drop. This was a moment that exposed how far ahead of the curve Sanders already is before his NFL story has even truly begun. Inside Nike, the data told a story no model could predict. Live dashboards spiked so aggressively that experienced executives reportedly sat in disbelief, watching metrics blow past benchmarks normally reserved for generational superstars. Conversion rates soared beyond anything tied to a rookie, outperforming athletes who have already cemented their legacies in the league and beyond. This wasn't tied to a team logo or a win-loss record. Fans weren't buying into a franchise. They were buying into belief. Shedeur Sanders wasn't selling potential, he was selling presence, confidence, and momentum, and the market responded instantly. Warehouses that were supposed to last weeks emptied in hours, triggering system alerts and supply chain chaos across regions before entire time zones even woke up. What made this explosion different was the speed and scale. Within 72 hours, Sanders didn't just outperform rookie benchmarks. He crushed sales numbers that take elite veterans an entire season to touch. Forecasts collapsed in real time. Servers failed under pressure. Nike's internal projections, carefully modeled and stress-tested, simply weren't built for a cultural wave of this magnitude. This wasn't about poor planning. It was about witnessing something that breaks the framework itself. Sanders didn't wait for accolades or permission. The audience spoke immediately, and they spoke loudly. Behind the scenes, urgency replaced celebration. Emergency meetings were called. Executives demanded explanations not for what went wrong, but for how something like this was even possible. When reports surfaced that Nike's founder personally wanted answers, it became clear this wasn't a routine success story. This was a seismic event. Financial dashboards lit up with numbers that didn't align with traditional consumer behavior. Algorithms didn't malfunction, they were simply outdated. They assumed football fans. What showed up was a global audience driven by culture, identity, and influence. The demographics shattered expectations completely. Gen Z buyers flooded the site, a group that usually bypasses traditional team merchandise altogether. Even more surprising, nearly half of the purchases came from women, instantly flipping long-standing consumer assumptions upside down. Then came the international surge. Buyers from Europe and Asia hit the drop like it was a limited sneaker collaboration, ignoring borders and time zones. This wasn't local hype. This was worldwide pull. Sanders wasn't being viewed as just another NFL rookie. He was being embraced as a symbol, a brand, and a mindset. At the center of it all sat the SS Crown logo, simple yet powerful. It wasn't loud or aggressive. It didn't scream football. It communicated confidence quietly, and that's what made it resonate. Behind that design was intention, refinement, and patience, with multiple iterations carefully shaped until it represented legacy without being trapped by it. When the final version went public, it spread instantly. Social feeds filled organically. Music videos featured the gear without promotion. Fans didn't just wear it, they identified with it. This was identity-based buying, the most powerful kind, because it's rooted in belief rather than impulse. As Nike scrambled to stabilize operations, competitors watched closely and reacted fast. Emergency strategy sessions reportedly followed across rival brands as the industry absorbed the reality of what just happened. The old model was officially broken. Waiting years for performance validation before investing in brand power no longer made sense. Sanders proved that influence can arrive before trophies, and when it does, it rewrites the rules entirely. Brands aren't chasing stats anymore. They're chasing cultural gravity, and Sanders has it in abundance. Contract conversations shifted just as quickly. The scale of revenue triggered discussions no one expected to have this early. Bonus thresholds evaporated in hours. Structures designed for gradual growth collapsed under instant success. Yet there was no resistance. Nike understood leverage and Sanders held it. This wasn't a traditional endorsement deal anymore. It was a partnership shaped by cultural dominance, not box scores. Touchdowns still matter, but influence now pays just as much, if not more. Still, none of this exists in a vacuum. Momentum like this comes with pressure. Attention fades fast if performance slips. Sanders knows that. What separates this moment from manufactured hype is that it's anchored to real ability. Camp reports point to sharp decision-making, high efficiency, and composure. Fans can sense authenticity, and they know when confidence is backed by preparation. That's why this movement hasn't stalled. It's rooted in talent, not just noise. What's unfolding now is bigger than apparel. It's a blueprint rewrite. Sanders showed that you don't have to wait your turn to build something meaningful. You can step forward, establish identity, and let corporations adjust around you. Nike's supply chain disruption wasn't fear, it was validation. Entire systems don't shift for hype. They shift for inevitability. The question now isn't whether Shedeur Sanders is marketable. That debate is over. The real question is how far this can go. If on-field performance matches off-field momentum, this won't be remembered as a flashy rookie moment. It will be remembered as the start of a new era where culture finally outweighed tradition. A moment where influence reshaped the business of sports in real time. What began as a merch drop became a movement. What looked like hype turned into proof. Shedeur Sanders didn't just make noise. He changed the conversation. And if the play delivers when the lights come on, this won't be the peak. This will be the launch. Now it's your turn. Do you think Shedeur Sanders is building the next true athlete empire? Or is this moment too big too fast? Can culture really outweigh championships in the long run? Or does the field still decide everything? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're enjoying deep dives like this into the moments shaping modern sports culture, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay locked in for what comes next.